Hello folks, I am Dunk, and in this video we're going to be looking at the tank fighter build for Dark and Darker. I'm going to start off this video just talking about the build, explaining it, and then I'm going to be doing commentary on a couple of games that I recorded earlier today. So, starting off, we've got tank build. What makes the tank build different is that it's got full plate armour. We're going full defense and very low movement speed, as we can see here. So I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube for fighter, the fighter class, and a lot of them are focusing on the lighter builds with, using leather armor and using, two-handed weapons and that kind of thing. But for this build, I just wanted to show off the tank, get a bit of a guide for it. So yeah, starting off, full plate, and we're using heater shield as well, which is the biggest shield. And then we've also got a bow on our offhand. So that's the first perk that I'd recommend. That's on this character when I started off. First one I went for was Weapon Mastery, and this lets us use all primary and secondary weapons. So that means, a fighter usually can only use, certain weapons. They can't use any of the ranged weapons, but this Weapon Mastery lets us use the longbow or any bow and crossbow as well. But the downside is that you get a 10% physical damage penalty. But that's only for these non-native weapons. So I get 10% less damage on the longbow, but it's really worth it, I think. Just the versatility that this gives you, having the ranged option. Now, a lot of people, a lot of the builds I see for tank, they use a crossbow, and it's good, but the crossbow gameplay, you shoot once, and it's going to take you a long time to get it reloaded, especially if you're using like a windlass or, yeah, I think windlass is, extremely long reload. But yeah, so the longbow, you've got 6 shots, and you can get a good few shots off. You can miss a few, and when you have that range between you and your enemy, you can get a few off, whereas with the crossbow you'd only be able to get one shot off, and then you're going to have to try and close the distance. So yeah, that gives you a bit more versatility. I've also seen with the lighter fighter builds, people using like the recurve or the survival bow, and they're good, especially when when you're lighter, using a lighter class. You've got that extra move speed. The difference between the survival bow and the longbow is definitely the move speed. You have way more move speed. Let's see, with the recurve, it's only minus 40. I think it's even lower with the survival bow. But for me, it's just the damage is so little that the move speed, it's not even really worth it. It's actually, I didn't realize how much slower it was than the heater shield and falchion combo. But yeah, I really like the longbow. You also have less, range drop off. So yeah, that's my go-to. I prefer it over the crossbow, and I prefer it over the smaller bows. You get that extra range. I kind of think having weapon mastery on the fighter, I think it kind of makes ranger useless. Unless, I don't know, if you're like some FPS pro and you're hitting every shot, you probably have a better advantage as the ranger. But I just think, stick weapon mastery on, stick on a bow if you want to do a bow build. You have a big advantage using it on the fighter. So anyway, moving on, we've got our second perk is Swift. A lot of the other perks for fighter aren't that great. You've got dual wield if you want to use 2 weapons. That's nice. All these shield ones aren't as good. So yeah, a lot of the rest of the perks I have on here don't really seem that not. I mean, they definitely seem useful, but they don't seem, they're just not really unique. But, it's fine. They're utilitarian, and they do the job, and they do make a difference, especially, so we've got Swift here. So yeah, massive move penalty. You've got like minus 30. What do we got here? There's only minus moves. Well, you get plus move speed. I didn't on plate boots. Why is that a thing? It's plate boots, but you get 2 move speed. Anyway, you've got a bunch of minus move speed on everything else. And this reduces it by 20%, and that's a big difference, having 20% less, reduction on move speed. So yeah, it's simple, but it's good. And then for a third perk, we've got Defense Mastery, which just more AR. What is AR? Armor rating? I don't think that's even. What's the, I mean, it's physical damage. Oh, there we go, armor rating. I don't even really know the difference between these two. I mean, it tells you, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so it's 10% extra, defense on your armor. so it was nice. And then for our last one, we've got projectile resistance. This is it's really nice because you've got, when you're playing against rangers, you got rangers constantly trying to plink you in the head, and with this we've got what is it, 7% projectile reduction, and then 20% on top of that for the head. So if they're going for your head, you're getting, well, it's at 37 reduction. That kind of negates, what is it? I think it's 50% multiplier. So you get 50% more damage for headshots, and then that, you know, reduces it significantly. I think that's it. I'm not too sure exactly. But anyway, yeah. So that's our 4 perks. You know, it's full tank. You have so much defense, it's crazy. And then for our, what are these? I forget what the difference is. I keep calling these perks skills. Okay, so these are perks and these are skills. Okay, I should probably know that. Anyway, for our first, I think this is just the default for the skills. We've got sprint and second wind. A lot of people like to use adrenaline instead of sprint, but I don't know. It's a 8-second 25% increase for your attack speed, which is nice if you have the distance closed in against someone and you hit adrenaline rush. You know, you're gonna get a lot of damage out. But if there's any sort of escape, especially when you're this tank class, you're so slow that if someone backs off and you can't close the distance into them, when they see you pop adrenaline rush, they're just going to back off with 8 seconds, and then for 4 seconds you're at a disadvantage. You've got less move speed and less action speed then for 4 seconds, so they can just wait you out. So instead I like to use sprint, which, you know, if you have an enemy trying to get away from you, they think you're going to be really slow with your full plate armor, but then you hit sprint and you've got, I don't even know what the exact number is, but it happens to me all the time where someone tries to back off. I just hit sprint, and then, you know, they've got their back to me, and I'm, you know, killing them and getting a good few hits in. When they're trying to get away, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm getting fucking up here. Sorry. Anyway. So yeah. So for our second skill, we have second wind, which I think it's the go-to for any fighter build. It's just so powerful. You've got 50% HP recovery over 12 seconds, and yeah, I mean, if you want to use a adrenaline rush with it, you've got an additional you know, perk with it there. But anyway, so it's just so crazy useful. You're going into a battle and you think this person's, you know, got the advantage of you. You can hit second wind going in before it. You can, if you're getting fucked over in the middle of a fight, you can just back off a little, hit second wind. If, you know, you've just got out of a fight and someone else is coming for you, hit second wind. It's just, you know, it's universally useful. I couldn't see ever using fighter and taking second wind off. It's so good. So yeah, what else we got? So the advantage of using the heater shield, obviously heater shield versus, I don't actually have one. Can I show you here? Let's see, weaponsmith, he doesn't have it. Is it an armor? There we go, round shield, yeah. So the difference, I mean, obviously these are two vastly different ones. But yeah, the move speed, it's only a little less move speed, but it's also, and less armor rating. Well, less move speed, more armor rating for the heater shield, but it also, heater shield has a bigger surface area, and that really helps you when you're defending. It's really useful to learn how the shields work in this game, because it's directional based. You don't just block and then you're blocking everything. You're blocking in a specific direction that an attack's coming in for you. So I'll be talking through it once I get to the gameplay, but there's some really interesting ways to use the shields, and just having a heater shield is just more surface area. You can block more, you know, it's just, I think it's better in every way. And then we've also got the falchion. I actually haven't really tried out all the other weapons. I've got stuff here like the Viking sword. I don't like using two-handed weapons. I prefer having the shield. But yeah, you've got a few different options for your left hand, and I just really like the falchion. It's got a nice arc to it. It's a bit slow. It's like slower than the arming sword and slower than the Viking sword here, but it's a lot of damage. It's got a good arc to it. It's got a nice follow-up. You swing left and then you immediately swing right. And yeah, I just like it. You know, feel free to, yeah, but with like all this build, feel free to, you know, change it up yourself. Just it's preference. Specifically with this though, like I've given you my opinion on the bow, but I just like the Falchion. Just high damage, a bit slow, but got a nice swing to it. And what else? Is this our build? So yeah, this is our build. This is, I'm doing normal, what do you call it? Goblin caves throughout these runs, which I probably, with a build like this, I should really be doing High Roller, but I just don't feel confident with High Roller at the moment. I don't consider myself to be that good of a player, though I probably will again. I've got this whole backup set here, which is pretty much nearly as good as what I have here, and this is just what I've got off killing other people. Okay, yeah, one last thing I want to talk about is, I'm not really sure the differences between solo and teams. I really only play solo for Dark and Darker, but a good thing to keep in mind is when you go full plate, you have minus magic resistance on a lot of these. -5 on pretty much all of these. So, you want to be careful when you're going up against warlocks and mages and clerics. I've had, sketchy situations in the Goblin Caves when I've gone up against even, new spawn wizards because of all this minus magic resistance. So that's something you'd be careful of, but also one of the most, I see people use the most of the plate armor is the dark plate armor, which gives you a 40% magic resistance. So that negates all of this pretty much. So these are all -5, that's -20, and this is 40. So you just get a flat, 20 magic resistance. It negates all that. So yeah, that's nice to have. Obviously, yeah, starting off, you won't have all this gear, but you should. Let me have a look here. Yeah, so I think the best option is to, get one game in on your base fighter, and then just immediately buy out the plate armor from the armor, because this is so cheap. Look at this. It's 8, 12, 9, 18, and 13. That's like, and getting, well, yeah, you can probably get another weapon, but that's really cheap. That you can get all this the required gold in a single run. And you're going to be, have so much of an advantage over the basic players, the basic fighters, when you're going for this tank build, when you're just starting off, I mean. So yeah, the gameplay is going to be pretty much, higher level than a lot starting out. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Start off with weapon mastery, get yourself a bow, get your plate armor, and just keep sprint and adrenaline or second wind. That's my thoughts on it. So yeah, that's the basics of this tank build. And now we're going to get into some gameplay. Already got our first game in. I think I messed up recording this just because I set it to record at 60 FPS and it was chugging a little bit. So I set it back for the rest of the games down to 30. So I'll try and fix that in the future probably. Starting off here. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I think usually I try and beeline to the bottom of the map because there's one little corridor that just has so much loot in it. That's usually what I try and go for. But yeah, starting off just breaking a bunch of pots here. Getting the spiders first. Kind of scared. I don't know if it's sometimes there's one of the, the wall traps or up against the wall behind the spider pot there. But I'm not too sure. Anyway, moving in. And here we've got our first longbow gameplay. And missing my shots. Usually for the goblins, just with the setup I have here, I hit them once in the head with a bow and then I finish them off with a falchion. It's just 2 hits. Usually try and be a bit more careful of the goblin warriors with the axes. Is there a different name? I couldn't actually see there. But yeah, the ones with the axes, they have a really quick follow-up. So you just need to be careful of that. Again, here was too slow on the block there. But what I usually try and do is lean back a bit when I block for arrows, because I don't know, the goblin warriors and the skeletons as well, they usually seem to go directly for your head and usually end up hitting you. So what you do. What I do with the heater shield is just crouch down, aim back a bit so that your head is, not in the way. Because even if you're holding the shield up, when you have it in block, you're not blocking your head most of the time. If you're just facing forward, your head's still visible even though you have the shield up. So when you lean back, that gets your head away. So I was going for that door there. Decided to turn around just because it's outside of the zone. I just like to stay within the zone, try not to get caught out, because if that zone starts closing and someone is in your way to get into the zone, you know, they have the advantage over you. So I just like staying in the zone at all times. Or staying near it anyway. So one thing I do a lot with playing on, especially on normal maps, is keeping an eye on the kill feed in the top right. So in the Goblin Caves, there's, you know, most of the time anyway, if you're in full lobby, it's going to be 10 players. So that's 9 players other than you. So I keep a count. So right now there are 4 people dead, 5 now. So 5 plus you, that's 6 players not counted for. So that means there's only 3 other players left. So you just count up the leaderboard, add yourself, and then minus that from 10. And that's the number of players remaining. It's just good, you know, just keep an eye on that stuff. I think this is probably like the most geared guy that I come across in these runs. I assume so anyway, because he's got a cape, but I don't think I actually end up seeing him for the rest of the match here. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Just heard a fireball. I think that was actually from the mage. I thought it might have been another player. I don't think I got that shot off. I might have followed him if that mage wasn't behind him and if this guy wasn't here too. But I get that shot off on him. Get his shield down. I don't think I get the other one though. And yeah, that's for this run. I forgot to bring arrows, so I only have 1 arrow. I think I only realized there now that I only have 1 arrow left, and I start playing a lot more cautiously. I try and get out of this game immediately, especially after seeing that caped guy. I'm assuming there's going to be more geared players, and when I don't have any arrows, you know, that's scary. So yeah, I'm going for this. I see this, I hit the sprint, and I immediately go for this portal. We've got one guy to our right, I think, and one guy coming up on the left. Yeah. But I just go for it. Just take it. Just checking out the other players. I usually do that. I usually see what's going on with the rest of the players in the game before I leave. But yeah, so that's the first game. Didn't get a whole lot of loot. You know, got some blue item, or green items rather. It's not great. Not a lot of money, but I was just afraid when I didn't have any arrows. Here's our second game. I think an important thing to note, if you start off, like a lot of these spawns, you'll start off in a closed room. If there's a chest in the room, you should open the door first, because if you open that chest and it's a mimic, you know, you're going to be trapped in there with it. So yeah, for this spawn specifically in the Goblin Caves, I just like to beeline it out of here. There's so many goblins around here. If you start getting into a fight with someone else, you're going to be, you know, you're going to be attracting the attention of the goblins, and I just try and get out of here. So I just shoot this, I think it's the Bola. It wasn't the archer goblin, I don't think. Those are the 2 ranged goblins in the map. So I always try and take those out completely with the bow. Whereas with these guys, I usually try and hit them once and then hit them with my swords. So yeah, as you can see there, using the directional, I just got way down in the corner, aimed up to the left because I knew that Axum was going to come in from the left. And yeah, all the goblin melee attacks are going to come in for the left, so it's a good idea just to back off to the right when they're going to attack. So this is the area here, just through here on the left is where the good loot is. So that's also an important thing to note with Dark and Darker, is you want to be listening. You can hear a lot of stuff going on, and I heard this guy in front and I heard the other guy in the back. So yeah, this was a new spawn. He was not geared at all. He was going down quickly. But yeah, I was just listening. I knew there was a barbarian to the place I wanted to go, but I heard this guy up the stairs. I had to break this first to get in, so I decided to kill this guy first, and then I'll go down here. And here's our second fight. I think an important thing to note, just when you're gauging a player, this guy had healing pots on him, so I assumed he wasn't a completely fresh spawn. even though he probably just looted this place first. But anyway, yeah, here's some good shield gain. So look at that. That's a good thing to note with the battle axe specifically. When they come up with their attack, what they do is they bring the axe over their head, and when it comes down, if you get your shield real close to them, it's actually going to hit with the base of their weapon first, so they don't have a chance to hit you with any of the rest of the weapon. So that's usually what you want to do when you're just up against any melee weapon, is just close the distance with the shield, get it right in their face, because that's just more surface area for them to hit, you know, the shield rather than you. So yeah, it's definitely not required, but I like to do a bit of organizing. It does help out once you're, you know, in more tense situations and you're trying to maximize the loot you're getting. It's just organizing your space. You need to be careful here because there's 2 of the wall traps. I think all the time they spawn here. But yeah, bow's very useful in this kind of situation. If you're going to be fighting someone in here, these death beetles are going to be so annoying, so I like to just back up, take them out from range. You can see they nearly get clipped by the wall trap. That's why I keep crouched. Also an important thing, just use your, you know, use the surroundings to your advantage. We've got a floor trap, so we just direct the skeletons over to the floor trap. Get an easy kill. Also got the broken, what's it called, the broken sword, whatever that was. I think those are like the, I was trying to look up, I'm pretty sure that they don't have any use at the moment, but they're probably going to be, you know, quest items in the future. Same with the stuff like the mimic parts. Apparently, that's, you know, it's going to be something in the future. Going to be added to the game, but it's not in the game right now, I think. So here again, at all times, I'm keeping an eye on the top right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dead, so including myself, that's 6 minus 10. So there's 4 players left. I heard footsteps. I thought it was another player. That's why I used the blue pot there, but it was actually just the, was a skeleton champion? Is that what they're called? Again here, I want to fight it. There's not that many players left. So I'm directing it towards these. Do I want to fight it? I'm pretty sure I fight a skeleton champion at some point here. I was running away there. But yeah, it's also good just to open up the area. Take out this death beetle first. Also at all times I'm listening to my surroundings. I could hear 2 people. It's sometimes it's hard to tell. You know, you can tell the general direction, but it's hard to tell when something's above or below you. So that's why I'm just listening out this whole time. So we've also got, let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead, plus me is 7, so there's 3 left. But there's, you also need to keep an eye out for the escape portals. There could be one less person because someone could have used, you know, a portal by this point. Yeah, I'm not very good at fighting these guys. But, you know, just catted it around the little trap. Got a few hits off. Not really sure what the pattern is, but I was just doing that. And also you can hear the escape portals when they show up. It is hard to tell. I think there's a layer above and below me at this point, so I'm trying to find some way up or down. Because there was no portal spawned in that room. And this one leads too far away, so I think I turned around at this point. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure for normal goblin caves, there's always going to be a portal. You know, no matter what. I think it's only in High Roller that there's a limited amount of portals. I'm not too sure exactly, but regardless, I do get, you know, I do stay on edge in these kind of situations. I don't assume that I'm guaranteed a portal. And there we've got one there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all the players are dead. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there should be only one more player, but I think I heard them use a portal earlier. I'm not really sure, but this doesn't seem too bad of a situation, so I popped the second wind, and we've got the portal right there, so I'm just taking care of this centipede. They're kind of annoying. You can strafe their normal attacks, but when they start doing the poison, it's a bit harder to tell. I think you're supposed to like jump up to the right, but I think I'm too slow with all the armor on. I usually get hit by it. But luckily the centipede's just doing its ordinary attacks. And in a situation like this, you always want to open the portal first, then do your looting, so that you get a quick escape. And yep, I was the last person there. So just keep an eye on the kill feed. And that's our second game. Alright, game number 3. Starting off in this area, you can usually get someone spawning on the other side, as you can see here. Take a few pot shots at him, but I wasn't too concerned about fighting him. He looks like your basic starter fighter, so I'm not too concerned. So yeah, I usually start off, hit these guys. You just go once for the head, because it's hard to hit him. Then I can get another shot. It's also annoying when they fall off like that. I don't know if this makes a difference, but sometimes I stand on the right to maybe direct them so that they don't fall off. I don't know if that makes a difference. It doesn't seem to interact with the body at all, so I don't assume so. This is a nice little loot area. You usually get some of the pots here and some other stuff. There's a really good loot area downstairs. There's a little room in the corner with one of those the goblin mages. There's a lot of enemies in there, but if you can clear it out, you get a lot of good loot. I usually don't like going down this early. I'll usually go, you know, if I'm the last player or one of the last players and the circle's in this area, I'll go down, fight them out and get the loot. And you can hear, I think there's someone fighting them down here already. Yep. Let's see. I think I got that shot off. So yeah, I'm gonna decide to fight this person. Don't think they see us yet. They're coming up the stairs. Oh, no they do. Is it a ranger? Can't tell if it's a ranger or a fighter. When I get him here. Yeah, nice, good shot. And then he falls down, of course. We got a lot of damage there. That mage ball thing ended up hitting us. I don't really know how that projectile works. It seemed to like wrap around our body and get us. But yeah, I don't like using second wind this early, but I decided to do it. It's also, if you want to do a little healing, it's good to turn off the lamps so you get into the darkness. And I sit down for a bit here. It's good to note as well, I keep an eye on the left hand corner. You've got the health there. Each point of health takes 2 seconds, just normally to heal. So you can count down the time for it. We've got this person. I don't even know how he saw me there. This might have been the fighter from earlier. But he hit second wind there, but you know, these are these are starter gear people. I really should be in high roller. Like, look at this. This poor guy didn't stand a chance. Yeah, I keep looking over to my right here. I heard footsteps. I think it was just a troll, but you know, you always keep some awareness of your surroundings. I thought he was dead there. Also, always keeping an eye on top right. We're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dead, plus me, that's 7, minus 10, 3. So there's 3 players left. Also, my name's Cuchulainn in this. Cuchulainn. If you don't know, that's a hero of Irish mythology. I saw someone with that name on the last playtest, so I wanted to get it early. Though it's Cu spelt with CU fada, but you can't use special characters, so it's just CU. Anyway. So yeah, this is the room I was talking about. A lot of loot in here. There's usually a goblin hiding in the corner. I don't think it comes out until you actually enter the room, but yeah, look at all that. It's not like high quality stuff, but it's, you know, it's a lot of loot. fill up your inventory nicely. Yeah, so just the general pattern for these beetles. Get an attack off, jump off to the right. They're not too bad, but you know, you don't want to get swarmed by these enemies, especially if you've got a skeleton coming for you, and then the beetle comes up behind it. You don't want to be in that situation. No, I think I make a pretty big mistake in this situation. You know, my inventory wasn't completely full, so I wanted to get a few more off, but a few more, a few more items to fill up my inventory. Now, I did hear this guy behind me, but I don't know. I think I might have assumed he was a level above me or below me. But I have this portal open, and I'm not using it, and it ends up biting me in the ass later. Right, so I do hear him use a portal there. But yeah, I heard footsteps again though, so there was 2 people behind me there. But I still just leave this portal open and I walk away. Yeah, these mages, not too hard, especially when you've got the bow. Just hit him, back off. Usually try and hide behind something. The fireball's got a big range on it, but yeah, they don't have a whole lot of health. Yep, and he takes it. I think he opened the door when I was opening the chest, so I didn't hear it, and he just jumped in. So yeah, I mean, I think if you're gonna open a portal, stay near it. If you're gonna do some looting, you should probably just wait, especially when you're not in like the last circle. But yeah, I was the last person at this point, so had this portal here anyway, not to worry. Do a little bit more looting, check it out. My inventory's full though. So yeah, I mean, this is why you want to be doing high roller, just because that was a full inventory of loot, and it was only about, what was it, 70 gold? So yeah, I think I'm gonna decide to do some trading here. Most of the gameplay I see on YouTube, you know, people, it's just in the games, and I like to see this, you know, organizing your stash, selling your items, buying items, and I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube video, specifically for this new playtest, of people just doing a bit of trading. It's an important part of the game, you know, trading with people. I've got some good items here. It's really hard, especially now. There's people have a bit of experience with the game. It's really hard to sell green items, but that's what I want to do. Is usually I'll save up a few green items and then sell them all at once. It's, you know, that they have such a low cost that selling them is hard, because there is for each individual item you sell, it's a 15 gold fee both ways. So if you're just selling, you know, most of these green items are worth like 20 gold if you're looking to buy it. So having that 15 fee on top of it, you know, you're basically only getting 5 gold if you're selling it. So it's best to save them up and then sell them all together at once. But yeah, right now just looking at this blue longsword, thinking I'm gonna get something for it. I'm gonna have to speed up a lot of this. I'll probably not show a lot of this just because you know, it's slow, especially when you have these lower tier items. You know, people buy long swords, but this isn't a particularly great blue long sword, so I think it takes me a long time to get it selling. I'll actually skip to a point where I'm actually get something sold. So yeah, I decided to sell the setup items here. Just say for 100 gold, all of these items. That's it. You know, you can learn the lingo quickly here. It's not too complicated. I mean, trading in general, it's not too complicated. You just look at the items, look at what everyone else is selling, and just gauge a price on that. If you want to sell it quickly, sell it way cheaper, but just be aware at all times that there is that 15 gold fee. So, you know, there's no point in selling something for 15 gold because you're getting nothing from it. So if you don't know, you just shift click to put the items in, and then you can just type in, you know, the price that you want for it. So this person says they just want the gloves, and I asked the item set, I didn't really see, but anyway, I decided to just put all the items in. Yeah, so he's only asking for the gloves. Oh no, I don't put the, yeah, I just say 35. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't having luck selling the items here, so I say sure, take the gloves, 35 gold. So that's only 20 gold profit, but this person says okay to it, so that's fine. There's sometimes a bit of confusion. He's only 31, so I'm like, you know, I asked for 35. I think he does give me it anyway. He puts in 37 and takes it out. It's a bit finicky sometimes. It is funny, but yeah. I'm waiting. I'm like, what's going on here, man? Come on. This is 35 gold and some blue gloves we're dealing with. Just give me the money. And there we go. Check the items, get the gloves. So yeah, it can be a bit annoying at times doing trading, but yeah. It's worth it. It's you're always gonna get more money when you're trading these items, but yeah, just keep in mind, green items, you want to sell them in bulk, because most of the time people are not buying them. And even then, with blue items, you gotta undercut, you gotta keep an eye on the prices. It's difficult, it's time consuming. Sometimes I'll just, if I have an inventory full of greens, I'll just sell them all to one of the NPCs, just for a little bit of money. But yeah, I put the rest of the items up for 50 gold. I wasn't really expecting to get a sale on them, especially since I already sold the gloves. But this person, yeah, so this is the person that asked just for the boots, but he already put the money in, so I assumed he'd want to buy the rest, and he did. So there we go, quick 50 gold. That's nice. All right, I think this is the 5th game. I skipped over the last game. I think I'm just gonna take that out of the video. It wasn't too eventful. I did get, I think I got 3 blue items, but it was just from chests and goblins. I didn't actually fight anyone. So yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think there's even anything to say about that. I just got lucky. Yeah, sometimes you get lucky and get blue items. I guess that's my point for this bit. So yeah, again, I'm trying to beeline for this area, but I hear someone in the top right. So decide to check it out. Hit the speed coming into the battle. I don't know how I got hit off that, but we've got this guy here. Little rogue. So yeah, dodged it there. I thought he was going for the another one of his throwing knives. So he just ducked it. He's backing off. I'm gonna loot this guy anyway. Didn't have anything, but I wasn't gonna follow the rogue. Not too concerned. The rogue doesn't seem like he's that kitted anyway. Here he comes back. I heard him, but I was concerned with fighting this goblin. And I got him with 1 headshot. And there we go, yeah. I do feel bad. I do feel bad about fighting these guys, but I just know I'd get fucked up if I go for high roller now. Yeah, this is our first proper look at this little area. There's just so much loot. Sometimes I get lucky with these guys. You know, sometimes they just have nothing, and then other times I'll get like a blue off them. Yeah, there we go. What was that, like 4 gold? There we go, trying to dodge the arrow. Got a nice little ring off that that mummy. Here we see there's just so much little loot spawns here. There's 2 lanterns there for some reason. Probably should just drop those. You know, they're not bad. I think it's 10 gold for like a grey lantern, and then if you get like a green one, it's like 25. So yeah, it's, you know, they do take up 4 spots though, which is annoying. So yeah, end up trying to fight this guy, and it's probably not worth it. I think I ended up using the second wind on him. So we're at a disadvantage here, especially we got this. We got a fighter with a crossbow coming in here. He's throwing stuff at me. That's what I usually do, just dodge down and look away so that it doesn't get your head. And also just, you know, decreases your surface area from the attack. And there, we're out of meds now, so this is a bad situation. I should not have tried to fight the champion there, but we got a bit of range here, and there we go. It's the advantage of the longbow. Is that he only had the crossbow there, and I had a bit of the range on him, so I could have got a few shots off if I didn't hit that first one. But again, yeah, this person's not looted at all, so it's not really a fair comparison. This video is kind of fucked up. Like, I don't think I come across one person that's as geared as me. But I mean, I've fought against plenty. Like all this gear that I've gotten were against players that were, you know, more level than me, that I fought in the Goblin Caves. It's a shame that I didn't get any of that recorded though. Now this is the problem that we come to in this kind of situation. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead, plus me. That's 8 minus. So there should be 2, but I can't actually remember if I heard anyone escape at this point. But yeah, that's the problem in this situation. Because there's levels to the Goblin Caves, you're not always gonna get a portal, an escape portal, on your level. So, you know, that's the good thing about learning the maps, is knowing how to get up and down. That's what you have to do sometimes, is run into the zone so that you can get to a different level of the map. So yeah, I think I'm last alive at this point, but I decided not to chance it, especially when that's like the last circle. So yeah, we got this person. Probably could have taken him on, but get a nice blue pendant. Oh, I think this guy ends up dying too. Yeah, so that's the problem. So we see the nightmare scenario here. Is this guy waited around too late? For some reason he goes down here. I'm pretty sure, pretty positive that an escape portal cannot spawn there. So I think he's kind of realized the situation here. Last circle closing in. I think is it completely gone though? Yeah, I think you're just fucked once you get into this situation. Yeah, and he's dead. So yeah, you gotta keep an eye on your surroundings. Keep an eye on the zones. Don't get fucked over like that. Alrighty, is this game 6? I'm not too sure. Probably put a counter up. So yeah, this is a decent spawn. You got the bow, you got the range to take out these goblins. I'm always careful of the you know, enemies with projectile weapons. Let's just try and take them out from a distance, because they can get, I don't know, it seems cheesy with them. Consider myself pretty good at blocking, but I usually get plinked by all the projectile enemies. There we go. We got a blue felling axe. I think I'll sell that later for a nice price. And yeah, this is a nice little area. You got a lockpick, you could open that chest. It's also just also just look around the outskirts. There's usually some little things hanging around in the water. So yeah, I decided to clear out that area behind me so we could take on the centipede boss here. I probably could have just taken it, fought it down in this area, because this ends up being very cheesy. And it doesn't really work out. So yeah, it's just not standing still, and these the poison attacks are just so annoying. So yeah, I end up getting annoyed and decide to fight it on the ground. I don't know if it can go through the shield. I'm assuming that just... I don't know. I assume you could block it, but it didn't block there, so... But yeah, you know, we can sort of tank through it as this class. I think it's generally worth killing. I forget what I get from it here, but... You know, most of the stuff, it's been multiple rings and pendants. Oh yeah, this was an awful one. Forgot about that. This is dog shit compared to what you usually get from the centipede. So this is an important area to keep in mind. You see that this place to the right with the gate. Once it gets to the last circle, that gate opens up, and that's just a free exit. If you just walk through it, you just get an exit like you would with the blue portals. So it's very nice. So I think this guy went invisible, or maybe he was just hiding in the dark. I can't actually probably see, but you can hear him there. Walking behind and closing the door behind me. I think this guy gets killed on the floor trap. Running, you see there, floor spikes? Yeah, it was that Eldria guy, because he killed the person I just looted. So yeah, you see that just opened up there. And you can just walk through it. But let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should only be 2 people left alive. And I can't hear anyone at the moment. There's already 2 portals up, so I decided to go for the loot here. Don't really want to bother fighting the mage, so I just check him out. Didn't have a whole lot on him, but it was just funny that he that he somehow slipped by me and then ended up immediately dying on the floor trap. And here we go. It's a nice little exit. And then yeah, it closes behind, so only one person can exit out of it. Yeah, let's check out this guy. Yeah, it was just one person left. And he was a good distance away from me, so there wasn't really any point fighting him. Right, time for some trading. I can't remember what I got this off. I think it was a drop off something. But yeah, so that's what I do. I type in the name of the item. I think I'll show it again better there. But yeah, that's a nice blue for one of these. So check out. Just type it in. See what other people are selling it for, but there doesn't seem to be anyone in the clerics that are selling it. So yeah, just the general rule for trading is the more members are in, you know, a class's trading post, the more money you're going to get for selling items. But you know, it's basically a demand thing. I know it's kind of weird. You think that if there's less people playing a character, you know, there'd be more demand for items, but there's actually less demand. So for something like Bard, everything's way cheaper. And then for something, you know, like Rogue or Fighter specifically, there's like 500 people in the trading post there for Fighter. There's significantly more expensive for the rare stuff, you know. But yeah, trying to sell this off, and I think someone ends up buying it, but it's very slow in here, so I'll just speed through it. Okay, so no one wanted the vestments, I don't think. So I end up going for the felling axe. It's a really nice axe, and there's a lot of people selling felling axes. So here we go. Once the axe, what did I say, was a 120? That's a nice price. It's a nice little extra. Oh yeah, this is a weird one. It was 111, and then he just gave me 3 health pods, and I was like, yeah, man, me as well. 3 health pods. It's a little something. I guess I did sell the vestments. Missed that one. Whatever, that's fine. And yeah, so I don't actually end up selling anything else, but I didn't have anything else to play here, so this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking this out. I uploaded the last Dark and Darker video. It got like 150 views, which, you know, that's not a lot, but you know, I have 8 subscribers on that channel, so on this channel rather. So, you know, I'm happy enough with that. I decided I'll make a few more videos. I'm having fun here playing Dark and Darker. I'm having fun recording stuff. Specifically with Fighter, I'm having, you know, Fighter's a lot of fun, especially with this tank class. I feel pretty invincible. I haven't died in, I think, like 15 runs. But yeah, so that's the... okay, just cut out there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be uploading some more videos, doing something similar. I sort of want to do there's a lot of, you know, breakdowns of stats for Dark and Darker, and it's a lot of complicated stuff. There's a lot of math that goes into it, and I want to do sort of, you know, just simplified, talking about the skills, talking about what kind of attributes you want, what kind of ones you don't want, just in a simplified view. So that's probably one of the next videos I'll make. It's just a simplified explanation of skills and, you know, damage and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. Again, this isn't my main thing. My main thing on YouTube is 3D animation, so I'm going to link that again in the video description. So yeah, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more videos, and yeah, bye bye.